Julianne, welcome to the studio. Really, really glad to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here.
Thank you for making the time. Before anything else, and I love asking this question to anyone who's a public figure, what's a day like in the life of Julianne?
So, a day in my life, I presume much like yours, because I have a little one, is mostly waking up to my daughter Margaret, who turns 3 in June. We do the breakfast routine and the getting ready routine. And then for me, it's spending time in the community, whether that means going to local fetes or local businesses, seeing what people are doing in our local community. They might be having, an opening, they might have a school event, any of those things that make our community really vibrant. And particularly, I'm very proud to be or to have the most multicultural electorate in all of Queensland. So often that means some fantastic multicultural community events as well.
What does Mother's Day mean to you? Since this is our Mother's Day special episode.
This is our Mother's Day special episode. I think for me, Mother's Day is about celebrating not just the day itself, but it's also about celebrating everything that mums do every day. So it's for every diaper changed, it's for every, tear wiped away, it's for every school lunch
the
packed.
Smell of the poo while you change those nappies.
I mean, yes, that wasn't coming first to mind, but absolutely. And I think that, mums should be celebrated every day, not just on that day. For me, I had a little bit of a spoiled Mother's Day present because I was presented with my beautiful Mother's Day gift, which was a hand-painted pot with a succulent in it. However, I was presented a few days early and given a happy Mother's Day. Yes.
That's okay. Like you said, Mother's Day is every day, and I think sometimes we just need a bit of an excuse to spoil ourselves, So all of May is Mother's Day, Mother's Month.
Absolutely. Well, and to celebrate, my own mum. My mum had a very special impact on my life. She very much gave me a grounding in the importance of education and family, and that's run through my whole life, and I'm very grateful to her for it.
It's interesting you brought that up because I was just going to ask you that, Jules, what are some reflections or some interesting childhood stories that have stayed with you and shaped who you are today?
Yeah, so my mum was a primary school teacher, and then she was, when we were growing up, mostly a primary school principal. So you can imagine what it was like to have the principal at your home every day. And for us, it was just always that education is that great equaliser, really emphasised, throughout my whole life. And I think the reason that I got into politics in the first place was when I was at high school, and I was very upset about some deep tertiary education cuts that were happening. And I said, Mum, I'd like to do something about this, but I need you to drive me there because I did not have a license. So, it was always education. It was always such an important part of everything we did growing up.
Talking a little bit about your heritage. So if I'm right, your family migrated to Australia somewhere in the late 1800s?
Correct, late 1800s.
And so obviously that's over 100 years. So how has that heritage shaped you?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people might not know the longevity of Australians of Chinese heritage's contribution to our country, which is really long. So my Gung, his family, the Mu family, they immigrated into Darwin back then. And my Pawpaw's family, they immigrated, they were the Lauguis, they immigrated into Melbourne. And
is that your maternal side and paternal side?
Correct.
Okay.
So my Pawpaw and my Gung, which are mum and dad.
Right.
So their families, have been here for an incredibly long time. It's why I'm very proud that we celebrate many of the Mu side of my family's, relatives at the Sunnybank Australians of Chinese Heritage War Memorial. So I guess for me, those kind of bedrock values of, family, respect for elders held very true throughout that entire period. And obviously the White Australia policy was in place for most of that period from the turn of the century. So for people who looked like my family, basically during that whole period, not many people immigrated to this country who looked like me.
That's right. And your daughter is 3 years old now, and
3 years old in June.
in June,
Is it?
3 years old in June.
Yes, close, yes.
But she's obviously growing up in a different Australia.
Yeah.
Right? And do you think it's a better place now?
I think absolutely. I mean, I think, for me, Australia is this kind of magnificent multicultural success story. And when I was a little girl, not many people who looked like me were in federal parliament, and not many people who looked like me were, a judge on a court. Not many people who looked like me were on the top of an ASX listed company. And I think that now we see that happening, and they always say that you can't be what you can't see. And what I'm very delighted in is that Margaret and, your kids and everyone else's kids will get to see that Australian people from different heritages can do those things. That's special. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think being a person in a very public role, how do you balance motherhood with your work? I know you wake up with the cuddles and possibly a cup of coffee, but, you're out and about, you're engaging with the community. Yeah. How do you balance it all?
Well, I think pretending that I somehow balance that by myself would be very disingenuous. I am very lucky to have, a very supportive partner. I'm very lucky to have, a big set of grandparents who do a wonderful job at chipping in, and very lucky to have a village of support around me. I'm a Brisbane girl, born and raised, and so, all of our siblings and, grandparents are all there, and, I'm very, very lucky to have that kind of support.
Through your lens, what are some of the challenges of motherhood that either you face or you see other mothers go through?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the challenges of motherhood are, the same challenges that we see throughout our community, right? I think that getting through some pretty challenging times when it comes to cost of living, whether that be paying rent, paying bills, affording groceries, and I think also in terms of housing broadly, how do we make sure that people are able to get into housing again and to be able to buy their first home? And I think a lot of that can be exacerbated for women and mums who might have to go out of the workforce for a period of time. It's one of the reasons why we released a women's budget. It's our 5th women's budget. And basically it puts an emphasis on women in the context of the economy. And so when we do something as a Labor government, like increasing parental leave, the length of parental leave, and make sure that super is paid on that, it's to really have a tangible effect on women who face those challenges every day.
If someone were to ask you, what's something about the real Julianne that would surprise them?
I like
Julianne,
karaoke. I like it a lot.
I like that. I like that. I like how we went from mother's budget to karaoke.
Yes, that's right. It's a wide-ranging conversation.
It absolutely is. Just talking a little bit about Margaret and the moments that, you do get to spend with her. What are some of the favorite things you like to do with her, mum to mum?
So one of my favorite things, like going to swimming, is pretty great. I don't get to do it as much. And, there is a perilously close water slide, which means that every trip to swimming means many, many trips down the water slide. So that's pretty great.
And they never end.
No, they never end.
They don't.
They never end, which is a good thing, right? Like, it's amazing.
Not always, but okay. Last one.
One of the really special things about my job and Margaret is that right now it's kind of festival and fete season, so every school is doing like the most amazing events, and they have bake sales and rides and skipping entertainment at the Sherwood Festival on the weekend, and all sorts of things. And to be able to take Margaret along to those, where she can enjoy herself and also be, part of our community is very special, and I like doing that.
That's very special indeed. Does Margaret know who you are?
Margaret knows that I'm mum, and for me, I think that's all she needs to know.
Has she ever seen you on TV and go like, "Oh, that's Mama"?
She sees me in the mailbox sometimes.
Yeah, she's in the mailbox.
But I think she just thinks everyone's in the mailbox. So yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a couple of years when she might kind of be like, "Oh." Well,
Yes.
Julianne, I want to bring you on now to the fun part of this chat. I mean, this has been fun, but there's more fun now. And this is my favorite part, and this is our rapid fire.
Look forward to it.
So, yeah, quick answers, and I think you can totally do it. Are we ready to go?
Ready to go.
I have an advantage here because I actually read the questions. All right, let's go. So, one word your kids or family would use to describe you.
I think, for me, it would probably just be a big cuddle when I get home. Yeah.
Your go-to comfort food.
Lasagna. That was a lot easier than the first one.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll ask you the first one right at the end as well.
Sure.
Okay. A book or podcast you love.
Pride and Prejudice.
Your quickest reset when you feel overwhelmed.
Bottle of water.
One small habit that keeps you grounded.
I think putting Margaret to bed.
A phrase you say to yourself when things are hard.
Keep going.
Keep going. Tea or coffee?
Neither.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Beer or wine, if I may.
I guess wine. I don't drink a lot of beer or a lot of wine.
Right. Favorite holiday spot in Australia?
The Gold Coast.
Best Mother's Day advice you have ever received?
I think it was written on a mug, and it's, the old kind of adage, the days are long but the years are short.
One thing you wish you did more for yourself?
Walked.
One thing you want your kids or family to remember you for?
Being there.
And back to the first question, because you do get second chances in life.
Yes.
One word your kids and family would use to describe you.
Tenacious.
Julianne, the person.
Tenacious.
Tenacious. Oh, I love that. And now last one, my favorite question. If you could own a hashtag, what would that be?
Oh my goodness.
Should have asked this first, maybe.
Hashtag I don't believe in hashtags.
Ah, I love it. Julianne, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure everyone watching our Mother's Day episode today is going to leave feeling inspired, amused, entertained, but also having gotten to know you better.
Yes. Well, thank you very much to all the mums, you included.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to you.
Cheers. Happy Mother's Day.
Let's go.